So my final includes the biography of John Wallis. John Wallis was born December 3rd, 1616, in Ashford, Kent, and went to Emmanuel College. In college, he studied medicine, but was very interested in the field of mathematics. He participated in lots of things in his life, such as the Parliamentarian Party, which is a group of people who have like the same political views, and it's kind of like a city council. He also became involved with cryptography, which is for the royal court. Then later, he joined the Royal Society, which is a group of people who promote and support natural knowledge. Wall's contributions to the field of math was very significant. He made contributions to trigonometry, calculus, geometry, and as well as analysis of the infinite series. He published a book called Arithmetica Infinitorum, included information about the transition from geometry to algebra, as well as the development of the infinite series. Additionally, in this book, he introduces 4 over pi, which is also known for his claim to fame. Wallis also was a part of the theory of the collision of bodies, which was pronounced by the Royal Society. In 1685, Wallis published another work called The Treatise of Algebra, which was an important study of equations that he applied to the properties of conoids, which are shaped almost like a cone, and he then also mentioned the concept of complex numbers. Since he applied algebraic techniques, it helped solving problems with very small quantities. In addition, he also created the Pythagorean theorem. This helps find the third side length to a right triangle, but it also helps you find the missing side lengths to squares. And this is probably one of the most important discoveries that he made, because we always use the Pythagorean theorem. He had a wife named Susanna Glyde and was a father of 3 children named Anne, Elizabeth, and John. He was also born before Isaac Newton, and in many of the websites I went to, it all says how he pretty much paved the way for the mathematical and scientific fields for Isaac Newton, and I think that's important because if he wasn't around, Isaac Newton wouldn't have probably discovered as much. He also learned Greek, Hebrew, Latin, and arithmetic. His father was Reverend John Wallis. He was a church minister, and his mother was Joanna Chapman. He also had 2 older sisters and 2 younger brothers. At age 30, Wallis became a professor of math and taught at the University of Oxford. He did also have some academic feuds, which I thought was interesting, such as Thomas Hobbes, and this feud didn't end until Thomas Hobbes actually passed away. A fun fact about John Wallis is if he could not fall asleep at night, he would pass the night by doing mental calculations. In one night in particular, he found the square root of a number to 53 places, and the next morning he discovered that I'm pretty sure it was 24 or something, which I think is interesting. And then John Wallis died at the age of 86 in Oxford. So the main points of the main contributions of John Wallis was he discovered the concept of momentum conservation. He didn't just impact the mathematical world, but he also impacted the scientific world and had so many other academic interests that helped pave the way for other inventors, creators, mathematicians, scientists, etc. And he had a huge role in creating the infinity sign. And I think it was interesting how he discovered so much and did so much in his life since he was literally little. He was academically gifted and used it to his full advantage. So, yeah.